Hey guys, I got a story for you today that I think you're going to be very, very interested in. I had a friendship with some guys in the Russian mafia. They were in the same neighborhood I was in, right close to Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. The Russians came here years ago, and they did this scam that was incredible. They bought gas from these big gas companies, and all they paid was the gas prices in these corporations, and they were supposed to pay the taxes to the state and the government, both. So that was their little scam. They would keep the taxes. They would fold that corporation and keep the money. Now, it's a huge amount of money. When you figure, let's call it $1 a gallon, 50% of that is taxes, it's not gas. They were having trouble selling it. They all buy from distributors, they're an independent, why would they buy their gas? They gave them a little bit cheaper gas and went in at night and filled up their tanks. They didn't need our protection. They needed the gas stations. So that's how they got to us. One of the first people who they went to was Michael Franzese. He's known for that. He did that. He says he created it. The Russians created it, actually. But he was one of the first. They went to Michael because of his father's name, Sonny Franzese, was a very, very powerful name back then. But they went to all of the families. Now, all the families went to somebody. The guys who were with them, associates, friends, went to the gas stations and said, you can make some money. I know it sounds cheap, but it's big, big money. They're dealing with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of gallons of gas each and every day and week when you count all of it. The money was astronomical. I think we all know the story of Michael Franzese. Made millions and millions of dollars off this scam, eventually got busted and went to jail over it. But it was the Russians. And he tells me about this plot, what they were doing. They were sending these messages to the bosses in Russia so that he could get killed. They get rid of him, and his rising star is over. Yeah. How much money are you making? He said there's $600,000 a week coming in to him and their family. John put a guy named Tony Pep, who was a made guy in our family, on it right away. All kinds of guys were involved in this thing. But I knew a guy who was a rising star in the Russian mafia. His name was Igor, and that's a common name with the Russians, but that was his name. I don't know his last name. And I was pretty friendly with him. He came down to see me. He said, Sammy, take a walk with me. I want you to do me a tremendous favor. And he tells me about this plot, what they were doing. They were sending these messages to the bosses in Russia so that he could get killed. They get rid of him, and his rising star is over. And he told me it was bullshit. He never did the things they said. And I knew him personally. He was not disrespectful in any way. He was a tough guy, but he was not disrespectful. And I worked with him from time to time on union things. He controlled some unions. And we worked together a few times. He put his hand out and he gave me something in my hand. It was a chain and a medal. I said, what's this? He said, it's my chain and it's my medal. If I don't make it, if I'm killed, show this to my son. He'll know you're my friend. He'll know he should trust you. I said, it got to that point. It's that serious? Yes, it is. I think they have them convinced. I believe the bosses in Russia are in touch with your boss, Paul Castellano. He's hearing these stories. And they want to please him, and I'll probably go. I left with the medal and the chain. I went directly to Toto. I told him about this meeting. He already knew who he was. I think we should go to Paul. This guy might be getting killed because of us. And with the story he told me, the disrespect that he showed to our family, it didn't happen. Unless Paul knows different. I think we should go to Paul. And we went to Paul Castellano. I told him about the relationship I had with him. I told him about how he would help with us, with the unions, and do certain things, and the plot against it. And they're using us, Paul. They told me that they're reaching you. And if you agree with them, they're going to get rid of him. They're going to take him out. You know him that well that you know this is all bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, it's all bullshit, Paul, but I don't know these details. I don't know whatever relationship you have with them. You would know better than me. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize that I'm here and I'll leave. A couple of stories that came out, he told me, I questioned it in my mind. I don't remember some of the things that some of the accusations they were making about this guy. But hearing you, what you're telling me, now I understand it. That's in my court right now. He said, keep the relationship you have with him and keep me abreast of things. Okay, Paul. Could I know what's going to happen? Yes, nothing is going to happen. I'm going to tell them not to do this. That would be appreciated by our family. And I'm going to tell them none of these accusations are true. And I think there's a plot against this guy. I said, okay. And I left. About a week later, he wasn't around all the time. I went there once or twice. I didn't want to say anything. I just said, listen, tell him if he comes around that Sammy was here and that I'd like to talk to him and meet with him. I met him again. I told him, listen, I talk to people. He said, I already know. One of the people who plotted is gone. What do you mean? Sammy, do I have to explain to you he's gone? Oh, I get it. Okay, good. And I went in my pocket. In my pocket was that chain and that medal. I said, give this to your son, yourself. I'll always be here for your kid and your family. You're a good guy. They've called me back to Russia. They don't want me in the United States anymore. They promoted me, Sammy. I appreciate everything you've done for me and my family. He looked at the medal smiled and said something in Russian. I have no idea what he even said. And said, I'll see you someday. We'll have a drink with that Russian accent, some vodka. And he left. I met a guy, he had blondish hair, blue eyes. He was in jail. I was in jail with him at the same time. And I don't even remember his name. We talked a little bit waiting for the visits to come in. He said, Igor loves you. And he smiled and walked away. I tried to hold him up. Hold up, hold up. You know who, Sammy, no conversation. He's very high level. And he loves you. No conversation. And walked away. And that's the last I've heard of him or even the Russians. I wasn't involved in the gas scams. I've heard Michael talk about them, Michael Franzese. He became very powerful money-wise with that. His family, the Colombo family, earned a lot of money. There's no question about it. And so that's what I know about the Russians, the Russian mafia, and the gas and oil scam. Now, I wish I could say, I usually say adios, motherfucker. I wish I could say that in Russian, but I don't know how to say it in Russian. So you Russian people, I hope there's a translator. Adios, motherfuckers.